Hi, this is Dr. Deborah Robo, the Menopause Whisperer. How are y'all doing this evening? Well, day 2 of the challenge. And you're probably thinking, okay, now what are you going to talk about today? Well, let's go over a couple of things we spoke about over the last couple of days. We had a pre-challenge conversation about the whole thing of developing routines. We talked about how important it is for mind, body, and spirit to have a routine every morning. And I think I talked to you all about the fact that every morning when I get up, I have my own routine, body, mind, and spirit. Hey, my body, we're talking about taking my time getting up because my joints aren't feeling the way they used to feel. Ah, we're going to talk about joints today. Okay. And I told you when I get up in my routine in the morning, I do stretches and look at ways to exercise my body. Then I said the second thing is mind. Have a mindset. Don't be taking all that stuff from the day before. You need to take it into today. No. What you need to do is think positive. And one of the things that we talked about is the fact that, hi, Yolanda, how are you doing? All right, nice to have you on. We talked about the fact that you are more than conquerors, that you are all that, and as the people used to say, a bag of chips. That now I'm aging myself, but I want you to know another way of saying is you are more than enough. Hear what I'm saying? More than enough. Stop questioning yourself and have a positive attitude. The third thing I talked about is mind, body, and spirit routine. My spirit is being on that prayer line. I told you I didn't know nothing about no prayer line. I have a guest in my home right now, and she recommended this to me. And when I listened to that prayer line, the bishop said, "Listen, you get out there and he just said, talk about the good news, talk about the good and share it with your friends and family." And so that's what we talked about the pre-challenge. Yesterday was the first day of the challenge. And what did I say? Okay, if our whole theme is choose your menopause priority before the new year, we talked about think of one thing in menopause that you want to see change. One thing that you want to work on from now is not today, December the 8th, up until January the 1st. You're not going to wait because you don't deserve to wait. You need to honor you. Okay. And when I said to do that, I said, start assessing, start gathering detail about who you are, what you are. Now, we had two different case studies. We talked about either one of the things for menopause, joint pain. Who would have thought? Everybody talks about hot flashes, can't sleep, foggy brain, but the compensation of joint pain has not really been addressed. And so one of the things I said to you, you need to determine when are you having the joint pain? How does it make you feel? What are some of the triggers in joint pain? These are the things you need to look at. Oh my, how you doing, Loretta from Trinidad? Nice to have you here with us. Along with that, you need to learn you. Okay, who you were with joint pain back when you were 30 years old. Say, for example, you fell, or say at 40 is a different thing at 50. So I wanted you to take notes on yourself. Sometimes I really realized that I got to get to know myself all over again. The friend who is with me now, who's sharing my home with me, she's in her 70s. And Yolanda said, I can't stand how stiff I feel when I sit for a while or when I wake up. Well, now how are we going to handle that? So you've identified when you sitting for a while or when you wake up. Okay, now the question is, what are you going to do to try to handle that? Now, what I did is I did a whole thing around joint pain because I wanted us to talk about this. When that estrogen is decreasing, you do have those almost arthritic kind of feelings in your body. Now, I didn't take this seriously until with my breast cancer, they put me on the medicine tamoxifen. And one of the major things was joint pain. I'm telling you, my finger joints hurt, my wrist joints hurt, my knee. I didn't understand that. And one of the things they're saying is you got to look at your nutrition. Now, you said nutrition. Yeah, certain things you eat is inflammatory. So it can even increase it more. Another thing is, are you drinking enough fluids? Are you hydrating yourself? Let's go on. Stress. Did you realize? I'm going to tell you, stress will make you feel even more stiff. Weight gain. Every time you have so much weight in your body, I can't remember exactly, but every pound is equivalent, every 5 pounds is equivalent to like 10, 15 pounds of stress on those joints in your body. Let's go to another one. Posture. Yes, posture. So let's go back to what Yolanda says. She says, I can't stand how I feel. She says about the fact that, she said, even my joints and my hands are starting to hurt. Again, that decrease in that estrogen that allow the lubrication in the joints is not there. Let's be real. Everything seems like, and this is what women tell me, everything seems like it's drying up, okay? And we ain't gonna get that personal tonight, but y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? So we're talking about hydration. We're talking about proper posture. We're talking about even now, you're even more sensitive to pain in your fingers and your knees, everywhere. So, Deborah, what is the goal tonight? The goal tonight is first get a mindset so that we can make the next step of taking action. Now you're saying, okay, now Deborah, what do you mean a mindset? What's the mindset got to do with these signs and symptoms? Yolanda puts it, yeah, I'm drying up. If anybody else want to make a comment, we welcome it, okay? All right. So you say, now what does all of this got to do with your mindset? First of all, I tell women, you got to rethink how you see your body. Now, again, we're just talking about joint pain tonight. The way you act, the actions you used to have when you were younger, you have to realize, like Yolanda said, I get stiff now. I feel aches and pains now. So what am I going to do to either prevent that or enhance me feeling better? Now, I'm gonna break down one of the things. What are the benefit actions of doing some of these things? I'm going back to Yolanda. I'm going to go all the way back when she said that I get stiff now if I sit too long. Well, one of the things they're going to tell you, be it you go to your physical therapist, they're going to say, instead of sitting for hours on end, you got to get up out of your seat at least every hour or so. If you don't do any more than get up out of your seat and walk around your chair, you might need to be in your chair and do stretches. Okay? What's the benefit of that action? Less pain. Whatever steps, action steps you're going to make, your basic thing is I don't, when it comes to joint pain, I don't want to have this joint pain anymore. So if I have to hydrate my body, if I have to do various exercise, if I want to get some of this weight off so the pressure won't be on my joints, if I have to decrease the stress, I'm going to do those things. I'm going to do those positive things. Now, some of us say, okay, that's nice. But you know what? I got barriers in my life. There's reasons why I can't get all of that stuff done. First and foremost, I got so much work. I don't feel like standing up and walking around the chair. I got hours and hours and hours of work. Many of you are at your job. Well, don't you think you deserve to take a break today? Don't you deserve a moment to get up and walk around and then sit back down? Because whenever you are developing these habits, or lifestyle actions, you're going to have to intentionally think about doing these and give yourself permission to do so. We said another thing about is losing weight. Sometimes it's going to take you to take some of the pounds off. I'm not talking about going down from, now I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a size 18. I would love to be a size 12, but I know that's not going to happen anytime soon because it's going to take me steps to get there. But if I lose 5 pounds, I have noticed that the pressure on my knees feel better. Am I willing to do that? Yes. But what are the barriers that's going to prevent me from taking off some of the weight? Well, one of the things is I like candy. I like sodas. I like sweet things. So what actions, I want you to think, what actions, just in the area of nutrition? We talked about stress. Girl, I live in a house full of stress. Let me tell you, my stress is I am a, what do they call it? An animal mother. I got a cat and I got a dog. My guest who's here with me, she said, boy, you be fussing at them all day long. Them animals are stressing me out. So what am I going to do? What actions am I going to take? And if I don't take some actions to decrease the stress, am I willing to endure the discomfort? Now, we're going to talk about a third thing you need to think about. We're talking about mindset, rethinking. Do you have confidence that you can get these new lifestyle changes done? Think about it. Are you thinking? If I say to you, I would encourage you, as if I was your menopause coach, and I said to you, I would encourage you to put in a health promotion plan that every hour on the hour you get up out of your chair and you walk around and you do a couple of stretches so you don't get stiff. Do you think you'll do it? Or do you think you'll say, I don't know? Well, anytime you're going to start a new habit, a new lifestyle action, you got to think you can do it. Let me tell you, when I was going through school, one person said, Deborah, you might not think you can do it, but always remember James Brown. I said, James Brown. She says, this is the philosophy. I don't know karate, but I know crazy. I said, what does that got to do with anything? She said, play like you can do it. Keep telling yourself you can do it. You tell yourself, I owe it to myself to make myself feel better. Even if it's just this one thing before the end of the year. I don't want to feel stiff anymore. I want to feel energetic. Even if you move further ahead and say, okay, I'm going to even do exercises every day, then whatever you do, you pair that new action with something that you do already. So earlier at the very beginning of this video, we talked about me getting out of bed, stretching. So now my next step is going to have to be, even if I have to march in place for 5 minutes to get those joints all moisturized, to pump that synovial fluid around my knees. Yolanda has here, she said, I don't know karate, but I know crazy. Okay. But you see how you can start pairing these various action steps? We started off identifying what the issue was. We talked about joint pain. We just picked, there is at least 34 different signs and symptoms associated with menopause. We just chose joint pain today, just one. And we're going to work on that. Oh, and I'm going to work with you all. If we're talking joint pain, I'm going to work with you too. And I'm going to tell you step by step what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to review it again. If it's not joint pain, it's something else you're working on. My other thing is nutrition. I know that I'm showing signs and symptoms of pre-diabetes. So I know, first of all, I got to assess, why am I eating all of these things? And do you know, I did the exercise myself. This is me. I realized I eat because I'm stressed. I eat because in the middle of the day, my energy goes down. And so I eat things to build my energy up. So I was talking to my nutrition coach, because I have a nutrition coach, and I'm going to tell you, use your healthcare plan and get your nutrition coach, get your nutritionist, any of these issues you have. I want you to have them so written down and so identified that you can take it with you to your healthcare provider. I made an agreement. Every time I eat something, I got to take 3 deep breaths before I put it to my mouth. Now, if I was you, I would say, now, Deborah, are you doing that? I'm beginning to do that. You're not going to get everything done all at one time. But even if you make a little step towards incorporating that into your daily practice, by the 31st, you'd be surprised where you will be. Me, nutrition, and taking these deep breaths. This is my whole thing for the week. Deep breaths before I eat. And you know what? It stops me and made me recognize what I'm doing. It's helping me be intentional about my action, rather just mindlessly popping all these different things in my mouth. Okay. All right. And so, Yolanda responded. She said, wow, that's a good strategy to help with stress eating. Thank you. And I would encourage you all to use that. So now, 3 steps. Tomorrow is going to be number 3. And we're going to get specific. But today, what I did is I added on to this video what I call is the Menopause Tracker. It's at the very end. All you have to do is click on it, and it'll send you a paper copy of a tracker so that you can write these things down. And I would ask you to have a lot of it written down. So when I talk to you tomorrow, we're going to really talk about implementation of your action plan. It's been so nice talking with you. This has been a good evening. I wish you well, and I wish you success. This is Dr. Deborah Roebuck, The Menopause Whisperer, have a good evening on purpose. Bye now.